Lying down on your back with your knees bent and the soles of your feet on the mat. Lifting your pelvis slightly while keeping the bottom tip of your shoulder blades down on the mat. You can either roll your pelvis up or you can press up in one piece depending on what feels appropriate for your back today. You can do this with your legs together or with a slight amount of space between your feet. While you're lifted, very gently pull yourself just the tiniest bit towards your feet. So you feel a little more weight on the feet and through the legs than through the upper body. You can also use the backs of your arms. For more of a challenge, you can hold this position, this bridge. Keep breathing as you go. For a harder variation, if you would like, you can move your feet farther away from your pelvis, either together or with a slight distance between them. And lift and hold. This is a more challenging variation. You can also lift and lower. And remember, you can choose between rolling or lifting your pelvis. For a harder variation, you can walk your feet closer to your seat with the legs either together or fairly close together. And this time, lift your pelvis just slightly off the mat. For more of a challenge, you can extend the lower leg and bring it down, and extend the other leg and bring it down while keeping your pelvis and your back stable, alternating sides, breathing. And lowering down. And if you want more of a challenge than that, when you extend your leg, you're going to keep everything stable and lift that leg up and down while maintaining your back alignment and the alignment of your pelvis. And then doing the same thing with the other leg. And just choose the variations that are best for you today. And lowering down. Rolling onto your side. So you can line up with your mat as a guide if that's helpful for you. You can line up at first in one straight line, working on the alignment of your torso, specifically head to tailbone. And then bring your legs forward. But your pelvis and ribs are still aligned as you've practiced on the mat earlier in the workout. The extended arm on the bottom can be palm up or down. And keeping your pelvis stable, you're going to lift that top leg up just in line with the hip socket and bring it forward and back while keeping your torso stable. You can use your bottom leg for support. You can use that bottom arm and the top hand into the mat for support. You can inhale as you go forward and exhale as you go back slightly. And then changing, you can slightly turn out that top leg and lift up and down while keeping your waist long on both sides and your pelvis stable. You can inhale as you go up and exhale as you squeeze down. Moving into circles. Keeping everything stable except the moving leg, and reversing. Preparing for the inner thigh lift, you can bend the top leg if that's comfortable for you, and little pulse lifting the bottom leg. You can have that bottom leg a little bit turned out. If the top leg being bent is uncomfortable, you can extend it. And keeping that attention on lifting the bottom leg and activating the inner thigh of the bottom leg while staying stable through your torso. Continue to breathe. Gently bend your knees. And now internally and externally rotate your leg while keeping your pelvis stable and keeping your torso aligned, Neck is long. Continue to breathe and lowering down. You can give that a little tap, tap, tap if those muscles are tired or if that feels good. And coming up and around, using that transition as part of the workout. And coming down onto the other side. The bottom arm can be palm up or palm down. You can also bend it comfortably and use it as a headrest. Align your torso, legs come forward, but the pelvis is long. And your leg comes forward and back while keeping your pelvis stable. Inhale forward, exhale back. You can also flex forward and point as you go back. Stacking one foot over the other and then coming up and down. You can slightly turn out that top leg if that feels good. Inhale as you come up, exhale as you come down. You can also point and flex. Into circles. And reversing. And bringing that top leg either forward or extending it or lowering it down. On the mat, doing your inner thigh pulses, finding the position that works best for you for the top leg, so you can focus on the work of the bottom leg. Keeping your back long, pelvis is long. Just as you've been practicing, legs are slightly forward of your torso. Bend your knees, moving on to the internal and external rotation of the leg while your pelvis stays stable. Keep breathing. And you can get your pillow if you want for your stretch. You're going to come onto your back with your knees bent, soles of the feet on the mat, and then cross one ankle over the opposite knee. You can either stop there and stretch, or if you'd like more of a stretch, you bring that bottom leg up and you can hug onto the back of the thigh. And when you're ready, switching to the other side, ankle over knee, option to lift that leg up for more of a stretch. Taking a relaxing breath here. And when you're ready, lowering down.